When I think back on the years I spent in high school, not only do I treasure the great opportunities I've had, but I also remind myself of the many challenges I faced that truly made me the student and person I am today. Starting high school was a huge step for me. Adjusting to a new school and different atmosphere was very difficult. Although I had plenty of friends from middle school, I felt I had entered high school alone. Having been scattered into a mix of students that were older than me wasn't very comforting. The first few weeks of school were very terrifying and extremely intimidating. The majority of my friends had completely different schedules than me, which was a shame and certainly didn't make the adjustment to high school any better. Luckily, I enjoyed meeting new people, so having to make new friends was the least of my concerns. Freshman year was my year of experimenting with myself and opening my horizons to trying new things and stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit. I decided to try out for freshman volleyball. Tryouts went well, seeing as I made the team, which to this day still makes no sense to me. I was by far the worst player at tryouts, and I had absolutely no background knowledge on the sport, let alone even know how to play the sport. I guess the coach saw potential in me, which gave me a nice boost of confidence. Although making the team was an exciting accomplishment, it isn't a fond memory. The sport was fun at the time, but I didn't enjoy myself as much as I thought I would have. This experience didn't stop me from continuing with sports. Once winter rolled around, I tried out for junior varsity basketball and had a very thrilling and fun season with my teammates. We definitely developed a special bond, always cracking jokes and enjoying each other's company. We had some impressive wins and tough losses here and there, but as a team, we always had each other's back, which made for a very meaningful season. Following basketball season was lacrosse season, my favorite sport. I was so excited to finally be outside on the field playing with my girls. It was always a great way to end a stressful day, taking my mind off of things. That year, I believe our team went undefeated. It was a very intense season. As I entered my sophomore year, I began to realize I wanted to focus on lacrosse, so I decided not to play basketball and just focus on training for lacrosse season. This is exactly what I did. I went to all the optional workouts and stick skills and worked very hard. I was very motivated to improve on my technique and become a stronger player. As springtime came around, I was ready to show the varsity lacrosse coach all of my hard work I had achieved. I showed up to the tryouts and gave it my all. I was determined to make this team. Tryouts were miserable. We had 2.5-hour tryouts every day for a week, and sometimes in the pouring rain. They were not fun. The weather was the least of my worries, as all I was concerned about was whether I was going to make the varsity team or not. The last day of tryouts came around, and the coach had made his final decision. Unfortunately, I had been cut and did not make the varsity team. I was devastated and very discouraged. I lost a lot of confidence in myself and felt very embarrassed, especially because I was getting moved down to play junior varsity. I had many thoughts about quitting and leaving the sport behind, but I wasn't a quitter. I kept my head held high and took a positive spin on the situation and decided to stick with playing junior varsity and act as a leader. I was chosen as team captain and was able to build back a lot of my confidence. Our team was filled with lots of talented and driven athletes. We became more than a team, we were a family. It was a very precious season, and I'm glad I was able to enjoy myself and play the sport that I love. Although my high school years seem to be revolving around lacrosse, many things have changed. Since entering my junior year, I've begun to really think about my future and what my next steps in life will be. Lately, lacrosse has not been in the picture. I really decided to focus more on school and my grades rather than sports. I do not regret dedicating the majority of my time to sports at all. In fact, I admire myself for it, because I have developed so many new and different friendships along the way, as well as learning how to set goals and motivate myself. I have taught myself so many lessons that will continue to inspire my growth throughout the rest of high school and further down the road.